Hey, Crazy Gamer fans, praise be the Omnissiah, because it is a Adeptus Mechanicus build video and unboxing. I've unboxed the Electro-Priest on a previous episode, but it's been a long time since I've messed with any AdMech on camera. So here we go. We're going to do some conversions. We're going to check these guys out again. We're going to put them on some bases. We're just, I'm excited about elites. You can have Electro-Priest and elites. And then we get in the transport. I'm blown away. I built a scratch-built drill transport, my own drill for AdMech. It's almost done. I'm going to have that, but now that we get a plastic transport, I'm getting two. You're going to see that on the channel. I'm super excited about that. And so let's take a look at this. This is the Electro-Priest. You can either build them as the Fulgurite Priest with the staves or the Korokosopsar Electro-Priest. I refer to those as Jazz Hand Priest, and then you got the Stick Priest with the little staves. So we're gonna build the Fulgurite Electro-Priest with the staves, and we're gonna do a couple modifications to these staves. So let's open it up and see what we got in here. So got some plastic as expected. So let's increase some light here, swap out the camera a little bit. All right, so we got what appears to be 3 priests on this. We got the staves. We'll take a look at the staves in a minute closer up. It's that side, and then we have the last 2 priests are on this one. Apparently, they look like they share the same body, head, and that's about it. They all have different hands and, different backpacks, different little ring that goes around their head, and different hands and arms and weapons. So basically the only share is the body in this back piece and the head, which is, right there's one of the heads right there. So a lot of bits, a lot of extra bits on this, which is nice for, kit bashing things, which I have used a lot of the bits from the Jazz Handy Priest on my different kit bashes I've done of servitors and my little bit on the dune crawler and on my scratch build transport drill. I'm using little bits from Electro-Priest and from a lot of parts. A lot of the kits have extra bits. It comes with 32 mil bases, but no, I'm not going to use those. I'm going to use Sector Mechanicus 32 mil bases. Yes. Let's check these out. I already used some of these right here. We got 5 right here. Let's take a look. We got those 2. We got that one, and that one. You can't have Adeptus Mechanicus and not put them on Sector Mechanicus terrain. I mean, that's just the way the bases go. And I'm excited. The new contrast paint was announced at Warhammer Fest. I'm excited about that to help, get these AdMech battle ready. I know when I heard they're not doing metallic paints, so it's not going to help with my Custodes, I don't think. But, we'll see when they come out. Let's take a look at this book here. So we got the 2 different priests. Just zoom out a smidge there. You see my dirty work table. So basically 1 through 5 is the priest, and it basically builds them one by one. I have attempted to magnetize a set of these priests, and it did not go well. Did not go well. I basically lost a priest. So I had to scratch build another priest out of a engine sear just so I could have, the unit back, the full unit. So, because he got chewed up pretty bad. All right, so let us cut these out, and I did not get my clippers out. Excuse me. Now I use these clippers. These are the Vatican's 1 pull. I think they're great. I mean, they're not, people compare them to God's hands. I never use God hand clippers. I've used only, cheapies, these, and the Citadel, and they compare with the Citadel, you know, roughly the same price. We'll pop a base out. And then let us, well, first let's take a look at what we need, what pieces we need. Okay. We need 1, 2, and 7. Let's see if we can find 1, 2, and 7. That's not on that one. Here we go. We got 1. Let's see here. Let's clip out number 1. I'm going to show you how I convert up one of these staves, or staves. It's a proper term. Here's number 2 right next to it. So my Mechanicus army's coming together well. The new FAQ kind of, hit me hard with my Castellan. But, I'm still going to run it. I mean, I run it just because I like it. It's not because I think it's good, or it is good, but I just happen to like it. Sometimes I run a Valiant just, but, make the little electronic one is going to be fun for me. So let's just pop out number 5 here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with the staff. So I'll just pop out the rest. We need number 4, which is over here. It's an arm piece. Arm piece, and number 3 is this backpack right here. This is a nice kit with, this kit's so nice for extra bits, and they're so good. I mean, they kill a unit, and then they have basically a 3-up invuln save for the rest of the game. It's crazy that that's a thing. It's insane. I love it. Now I need number 6 for his little headpiece. Okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of these Electro Priests. And they're a fun little kit to build. So let's see here. Alright, so we got all the pieces. Now let me show you what I got for an idea here. So this is some of my AdMech bits. And I have I got a little chainsaw right there that I could put on the end of this staff. I don't know about that. I've already made some with the transonic razors from the Rust Stalkers. So I got that I can put on there. Power sword. Oh, that's another razor. But, there's the power swords from the Rust Stalkers, and you can put one of those on there. I might show you that later. So we'll get a couple of these out. That a taser goad. You put a taser goad on there. These are all bits from the Rust Stalkers that are extra if you build infiltrators or Rust Stalkers, things like that. And then also, just in my random bits that I have collected, I have this right here. I believe it came off of one of the models. No, it didn't come off one of the models in Blackstone Fortress. It came with my Silver Tower models, or Shadows over Hammerfall, or Hammerfall. The Warhammer Quest games that I got, they came with extra bits and whatnot on what you could pick. And I think the Shadows over Hammerfall, I think that's where they came from. But I got that. We got an axe head we could put on there. But I think I'm gonna do one of these. I think I'm gonna do one of these swords, and then I'm thinking about maybe an axe head like that, and just be a little bit different, Just mix it up a little bit. You know, we also got that type of sword. Yeah, it looks a little more older, and not a fan of that one. But, I mean, I save all my bits. I don't get rid of any kind of bit at all. I save everything from all my extra sprues. See, there's like a little chain wrap knife I mean, I don't see anything wrong with gluing these on the end of these staves. So let me show you what I'm thinking about, how I'm going to do this. Now, you can just cut this off at whatever location you want. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, guys. All right. Now, you can cut this off at any one of these locations to put this on. So if I will just do a little mock thing like that, see, I could cut it right in the middle there and then mount that like that. But you have to look on how you're going to do this, because just gluing it on is not going to have the security, and it's not going to hold very well. So I'm going to have to pin it. And these are small pieces, so what I use to pin things that are this small is I use this piano wire. This is different diameters of piano wire. I mean, this stuff is so thin you can barely see it. Let's see what size these are. Let's see what we got here. We got, this is 0.32 millimeter, so that's tiny. And then we got 0.49 millimeter. And then we got the slightly bigger stuff is 0.72 millimeter. For this, I'm either going to use the 0.32 or the 0.49. The other stuff's a little too thick. So this isn't even a millimeter in diameter. I mean, the smallest one is only a little over a quarter of a millimeter, where the next size up is a little under half a millimeter, basically half a millimeter, 0.49. So for that, you need tiny drills. So here's what I use for my tiny drills. These are tiny. I got 0.4 millimeter, 0.6, and 0.8. I use the 0.4 for the 0.32. It gives me a little bit room for the super glue to hold in there. So this is just a bunch of labeling on here, so I know what bits to use for what pins. And I use a little pin vise. I don't use, I don't use a drill, a power tool, or anything like that. I just use these little cheapy pin vices you get on Amazon or just anywhere. These things are cheap. These things are so cheap, and they work great. They spin. They hold in your hand real nice. You can hold them real steady. But basically, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to pin that. So it's gonna go on him basically like that. So I don't want to put it behind him because it's just gonna stick down and could hit on the base. I mean, I could put him on the base to get a thing, but I'm gonna put it out in front here. And as I look at this, this is going to be a hard piece to pin because of this. I'm going to come up here real close and hopefully it focuses. Turn on the focus. If you take a look here, it has a little hole in the has a little hole that is in the blade, and that is basically where the pin's got to go. So you're going to see the pin. So I'm not going to use the sword. I'm going to attempt to put this axe head on there. So first thing I'm going to do before I even cut the staff, I'm going to work on the axe head and see how it's going to look. So Yeah, I'm going to put it right there on the end. It's not going to interfere with anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this right here in the middle. Just like that. It cuts like butter. And I'm going to see how that's going to look. Yeah, it's going to look good. So I'm going to get one of my thin files. I'm just going to file it or sand it a little bit with a sanding stick. Just to get a little bit of flatness on it. Very tiny work, guys. Very tiny. So I'm going to take a look and I'll show you. This is the 0.5 millimeter pin wire, and it's not too big. It would work, but I'm going to use. I am going to use the 0.5 millimeter. I was going to use the thinner stuff, but the 0.5 millimeter will work. Now, be advised, when you cut this stuff, you need a pair of cutters that are designed to cut piano wire. If you try to cut this wire with your regular plastic cutting snips, it will break your snips. It will not cut it. Even the thin stuff. This stuff is very strong. It's piano wire. It's made to be under high tension. So here we go. So I'm using the medium pinning wire. So I'm going to get my little blue drill here. Now these are tungsten carbide. They are razor sharp and they break fairly easy. And you know what? I may actually break it on camera, so that'd be fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a center punch, basically just a stick with a point on the end of it, and I'm going to make a mark dead center in this. Hopefully it's center. Right there in the center. And then I'm going to drill this out very carefully, checking to make sure I'm still center. Using no pressure, just barely, just letting the drill do the work. Just spinning it slowly, letting the drill do the work. There we go. You can see there's a nice little hole in there. I'm going to see how far the pin goes in, pin wire goes in. We'll see what we have here. That doesn't go in quite as far as I'd like, so I'm going to drill it out a little bit more. Alright, so I think that's going to be good. This piano wire is so strong you don't need much. So basically, I'm going to call that right there. So I'm going to clean this piece up just a little bit. It's got a little nib on the front. Just using a dull scalpel blade to scrape that down. You use a mold line scraper. I find that faster. Just clean it up, make sure it looks good, no mold lines, because I don't like to have to clean it up once I glue it, because it's not a solid piece anymore, so it's a little bit fragile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what I use here is I use this Star Bond. This is a medium thick instant adhesive. It's a super glue cyanoacrylate, and it works good. I like it. You know, they sent me some samples, and um, it works pretty good. I like to use a little bit of alcohol on the pin wire before I stick it in, just to make sure it doesn't have some. They tend to be just a smidge oily out of the box, and unfortunately, this comes in large rolls, like 1,000 meters, or yeah, basically 1,000 meters. It's insane. Um, it's comes in huge. They're small boxes, but it's just huge winds of this wire, and it's dirt cheap. You pay a couple dollars, but it'll last you forever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a little dab of that on the end there. Basically, gonna stick the pin in the glue. And I'm gonna catch that drop right there. And then I'm gonna stick the pin in the hole and give it a twist. And then I'm going to wipe around it to make sure I don't have a thick ball. And I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to pause and let this dry. Okay, now that the super glue has dried on the little axe head, and you can see it's a little curve in there, but that can be straightened out without damage. So now I'm going to tackle the head of the staff, and I'm going to cut it off right at the top there. I'm going to use my razor sharp scalpel for this. So and it flew off into the distance. Wasn't going to save that, but that's probably not going to be found. And I'm going to clean that up a little bit. Level it out, take a look at it. Okay, that looks good. And then we're going to mark the center hole on this, just like on the axe. There we go. Now we're going to drill it out with the drill, trying to hold it perfectly level. Let's check out how we're doing. Yeah, we're in the center there. Yeah, I just can't emphasize going slow. Just this will, if you push hard, this will just tear into the plastic and just tear a huge hole and mess this up. I know it's boring to watch me do this, but you know, we don't have to go horrendously deep. This piano wire is pretty strong. Alright, so that's probably going to be good on that. Let's back the drill out. There we go. And we'll test the hole just to see. Yeah, that's plenty. So I'm going to cut this axe head off. I'm going to cut it probably a little bit long, and then we'll trim it down. As you probably heard, that is a... Okay, so I want it to go on like this. So we'll check it. And we just need to take a little bit more off. Now, I recommend it when you do this to hold your hand around it, because that little piece will fly off, and it could very well fly in your eye. Be careful, these are little sharp pieces of metal. And there we go. It fits. It's a little crooked, so we can straighten that out with a pair of pliers. Just take the pair of pliers on the wire, give it a little bend. That's what's nice about this piano wire. It bends and it holds its shape very well. So basically, that's what we have. We have, oh, it wasn't even in camera. Look at that. Look at that, a staff with the axe on it. I'm going to go ahead and glue that on with super glue. Little dab of that on there. I'm going to hold my staff in the direction I need it to be in. I'm going to check its alignment, and I'm going to get the excess glue off with a chem wipe. And there you have it. You have a electro staff with an axe head now. So that's basically, you can do this. You get any kind of weapon, you know, you can put it on the end of these staves, and you are, you know, you have a unique Electro Priest. So that's going to be it for this video. I know it was kind of long. Sorry about that. But that's basically how you can convert these guys up and make them unique for your army. So I'm going to have a whole unique set of these for Kill Team Elites for my AdMech, and, you know, hopefully they do pretty well. For Crazy Gamer Games, I'm the Crazy Gamer. Have a great day.